All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's dive into the TA. Guys, opportunity is a knocking. This is exactly one of these scenarios we talked about in the weekly update. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but we did know the indices were now underneath the daily short-term moving averages, so we are going to be expecting rejection into those. Those are always going to be our reaction spots. We're above them, right? We came down into them. We found buyers. We came down into them again. We found buyers. Well, we lost them now. And on the bounce today, we did end up finding sellers around that 21 EMA. On the downside over here on SPY, if we lose 596, guys, we have risk of coming down to 590.49 support. And I think we're going to undercut that support level, come down to the golden pocket from this whole most recent advance here. Okay, back up to new all-time highs, the whole decline up to the whole, the whole advance here. This is the golden pocket there. That is going to be a key reaction spot. If we come down here, I'm going to point out why I think we're about to put in a major bottom. We're seeing capitulation right now, and I think if we continue lower tomorrow, I think we'll probably have our major bottom. I have a few key things that I'm going to point to throughout this video. I'm going to do my best to make this short video, a 10 to 20 minute video, summing up everything right here. But this is the opportunity we talked about, the capitulation opportunity we talked about in the weekly update. If we got the continued selling Monday and Tuesday, it was just going to set up a big opportunity, a big swing trade opportunity where we could just, hey, just wait for the opportunity, go big or go home and just sit on our hands, just wait to be paid. All right, I pointed out Amazon, and I'm still going to say right now, Amazon is all the way down here, sitting at 31 on the daily RSI. If you have one more down day, your daily RSI is going to be down over here in the dumps where you marked your bottom last time around. Now, you did off the close come down another 10%. I don't think something like that's going to happen. I do not, but it is possible. That was our Black Monday all the way. That was the original Black Monday. Okay. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Amazon's going to fall off a cliff here and come all the way down to 200 bucks. Not saying that at all. But if you get one more red day over here and then you see this daily RSI get into oversold territory, all right, guys, you got to go all the way back to 2022 to see, when it just kind of stayed down here. Okay. And once it hit the second red line, so we'll just remove the first one. That's where it's at right now. All right. But once it hit this second red line we have here, it was right here. It took a few days, but then it did end up starting to bounce back. All right. But that was in your bear market. Okay. That was when, 2022, everything just wanted to be sold. The only other time we came down here over the past few years was on August 5th, that Black Monday over here. And we ended up marking a bottom and we went on a face ripper rally over the, coming 2.5 weeks there of 20%, guys, a 20% move. From that bottom, within 3 trading sessions, we ended up going about $7 there. No, not $7, 16 bucks. That's way bigger than $7. All right. I think something like that can be right around the corner. Okay. Now coming back over here to SPY, I do think major bottom incoming. 4-hour RSI, it's going to be coming down into oversold territory if you get one more bad day. At that point, I think we are in for a bounce. Okay. I think we're in for one of these guys where you get a nice 2 to 3% move to the upside at least. And we see all of the big boys get the big bounces. Okay. The downside support, you have 596. Lose 596, guys. That's a 0.786 fib from right here all the way up to the swing high over here. Okay. Swing low to swing high. And then if you break that, we're coming down to the next golden pocket, which is for the whole move up that we just had that took, over a month to fulfill itself, 37 days. All right, now we're coming down, break here. We're expecting you to come down and hit that green circle, which is around 590.49. I expect a major bottom to be put in right around there. If that becomes the case, we'll probably build out some divergence over here on the hourly and 15-minute time frames. So that is something I'll be watching intraday tomorrow to see if we can put in a major bottom. Resistance on the upside for SPY, we have 599.70, 602.13, 605.36, and 608.38. QQQ, guys, very similar look. you know, for the whole move up. You're coming into the golden pocket over here. 4-hour RSI is almost in oversold territory. Even if you are going to just get a bounce and go lower, you're still going to get a sick, nasty bounce before going lower. So like we pointed this out in the weekly update, you know, either you were going to get the bounce to start the week and then you were going to go lower and then you were still going to get the big bounce, or you're just going to start that bounce. Both scenarios, you get bought up. Okay, both scenarios, you're looking for upside. Just one right here, you get a way bigger opportunity here, and premiums are going to be much cheaper. And guys, we got some clean 100%ers incoming over here on the April expiration. All right, you're a buyer over here for March and April calls. I think you're going to have a really good time. I'm not saying right here, but tomorrow you get one more red day. I'm really liking it. Okay, specifically over there, I told you Amazon. I'm highlighting that. The next one I'm going to highlight is Meta after that. All right, but QQQ, what are we watching over here? On the downside, I think you're probably going to follow that, you know, arrow I just you know, laid out there. Okay, if you don't gap down tomorrow, you gap up here. Okay, you're looking for price to come down here, and then yeah, from there, we're going to be looking for a bounce. Like I said, downside is limited. So 515, come down there. You're looking for buyers step in. Resistance is 522.19, 525.97, 528.15. On the downside, on over here on IWM, guys, this thing looks like a piece of crap, but I think, all right, you get one more move to the downside here, one more day. You come down here, you swipe 213.97. So to the downside, you're just going to be watching 213.97. You swipe that level right there, guys. Daily RSI hits oversold territory. I think the bottom's in. So like I said, probably one more day, you have the bottom in. NVIDIA earnings right around the corner. I doubt NVIDIA is going to tank the market if the market has a bunch of oversold RSIs in the daily time frame. That's IWM on the upside, 217.37, 226.7, and 223.01. DIA, guys, you know, this really is a possibility here, but with how things are shaping up, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're probably going to hold where we are right now. Maybe tomorrow you get that capitulation into the golden pocket here. You undercut, you know, 430, 431-ish, right around there, and then you print a nice reversal candlestick off of that. Not really sure, but I'm thinking things are going to be bouncing, guys, okay? VIX, you did back test today and you've got buyers. So I do think you're probably going to continue higher over here on Mr. VIX. You know, you can test 2204. Get above there. You have nothing until 2832. This is, you know, this breakout right here, this break and retest. That's a break and retest of 2 months of consolidation over here. You got really tight, and towards the apex, guys, you typically get this breakout. We were looking for something to happen over here. I thought it was going to break down. I was wrong. I was looking for this bounce over here. I had an arrow drawn in a video from last week, and it was this. It did not go that way. It bounced, it pulled back, and then it rallied out of the pennant and retested it and then continued. All right. This is not bearish. This is something that suggests it's probably going to continue higher. I'm not saying it continues higher, but I think we probably could test up here $22. I think we could get that capitulation. I'm planning on just buying that capitulation, April expiration. All right. Mags ETF, guys, you still do have this bull flag. You're coming down into a breakout level over here in the lower end of that bull flag. Daily RSI is now coming down into a spot where we have gotten bounces the last 3 times over a year. Okay, since its inception, it doesn't go under there. So guys, like Mag 7 stocks, I'm going to talk about these real quick, and I'm going to go over everything real quick. I got some trade ideas to put on your radar. All right, but we're going to go through these. No chips today. We're just going to talk about the Mag 7 stocks. NVIDIA, guys, this is the start of the show this week. Wednesday, after the bell, you have these earnings, right? It's going to be moving up or down in a big way. You're coming into this 127.67 to 130.126 demand zone right now. You know it's demand because you flipped it over here. You got above it, you came down, retested it. Now you're underneath the short-term moving averages. You got really ugly close, and I do think we could probably fall into this print with how this thing is looking. But I'm also going to say it's just going to move with the market. If you fall into the print, like I'm saying, don't look for NVIDIA to tank the market. If NVIDIA tanks, it's probably not going to even affect the market, or it's going to put in the bottom. It's either going to put in the bottom off a capitulation, or it's going to start that rally with a gap up. One or the other. Both are bullish. I say taking positions into the NVIDIA event with the April expiration on the Mag 7 stocks is a great idea. I'll put my money where my mouth is there, okay? And guys, most people, they don't like giving their opinions when they're talking about stocks. Okay, no financial advice. I'll tell you right now, my opinion is that I think it's a good idea to be long into this event, and people don't want to do that. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not ashamed of it. I think people are about to make money off of that call. And in the end, I think you're gonna be benefited if you are holding calls into this event. Specifically over here on Amazon, guys, something like Amazon, something like Avgo. You want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. You don't want to pay the juiced up premiums over there on the video, choose Avgo. Okay, so Avgo, that's what we're talking about. All right, so underneath 205 over here on Avgo, you're coming down to 196.23. I'm really liking that. This is one of the best buys in the stock market right now. You've been holding up here for a few years now. You're probably going to continue holding. Okay. On the upside over here on Avgo, guys, we're looking for a reversion to the mean trade. I think 226.80 is going to be incoming over the next, probably this week. All right, so that's what I'm thinking. Over here in NVDA, guys, honestly, it's just going to depend on that earnings event. You're just going to wait on that. Okay, moving on over here to Tesla, you're coming down into the golden pocket. All right, I'm expecting you to test this golden pocket over here. I'm thinking the daily RSI gets back into oversold territory. All right, or you put in a bullish divergence here. You technically have the bullish divergence right now. So if you start to move up off of this and the bottom is in, you have that bullish divergence to move off of. That indicates we probably do have a big move to the upside around the corner. All right, as long as that bullish divergence holds. That's Tesla over here. Like, a lot to be bullish on these charts about, guys. Amazon, daily RSI, I already talked about it. You're almost down into oversold territory. It hasn't been there for a very long time. And, except for this one time, the one time it's been over the past few years down there, it got bought up aggressively. Expected to be bought up. Like, there's nothing to be bearish on right now on this dip. People are looking for, this massive move down. You're about to see a snapback. We've seen snapbacks like before, but we'll just say for this, for this video's sake, you're about to see a snapback like no other. Okay, you're about to see some crazy stuff. Google over here, you're down in the golden pocket from the most recent, this whole move up here that took months over here. Okay, 2.5 months. You're in the golden pocket there. Microsoft, well, you undercut the lows, but the daily RSI is in the same spot it likes to bounce back at. That's Microsoft. Meta, daily RSI, full on reset over here, guys. If this thing has one more down day and you see this thing around 640, that is a buy. All right, that is a big buy in my personal opinion. Meta is something that was leading the way. It's probably going to continue making some big moves. All right, but for the time being, I think if you get down here, you have a quick move back up here. That's a nice $30 to $40 move for you to trade. Apple, guys, it is leading the way over here, leading the pack. I don't think there's anything to be bearish about. You had a big red day over here, and Apple ended up pushing new highs. That's not something to be bearish about. I think it's going to continue higher. If you break above 251.50, I think 260.10 is incoming. All right, now I'm just going to highlight this guy over here, Avgo. I touched on it before. Just keep in mind, real bullish structure here. Weekly candlestick is right here on the 21 EMA. That's where you undercut it by $2 over here on this week. And then from that point, I'm just going to take off the magnet. From that point, all right, the bottom, you end up going $25 to the upside to close out the week from there. So that would be equivalent to us, this all being a wick here, us shooting up off of NVIDIA earnings, and then you seeing this move up to 230 this week. So I think that's a possibility here, and it's something that I'm going to take a big bet on tomorrow. I think this thing is going to start moving, in the upward direction. I think the bottom was either in today or it's tomorrow. So I think it's time to put on those, you want the size up on the thing. It wasn't time to do so over here. It's time to do so when you got the clear as day opportunity. This is how I see things. Okay, you could have a normal position size, but we get these every few months where you clear as day have a major bottom forming, and if you just buy a couple months out, you can have such a good time. The market is so clear as they have in that right now as we speak. Look at Amazon. Look at Avgo. Daily RSIs are oversold. All right. You see NVIDIA falling into the event. You have everything oversold into this event, and you think NVIDIA is going to tank the market. It either puts in a bottom before a big rip that recovers, the losses very quick within like a week, or it just starts to move up. It's one or the other. Now, moving on over here to Henry's trade ideas, I'm talking McDonald's. All right. McDonald's, the star of my show this week. Oh, baby, sweet baby Jesus, I love you. All right. Me personally, guys, we were able to pull a 200%er out of this, and then 200%ers out of this, and then, a 300%er. We had a lot of nice trades over here off of McDonald's. All right. If you want to come trade with me, you could take 50% off of your first payment. That could be on any payment plan, the monthly, the lifetime, the quarterly, annual, whatever you want. 50% off. Code MCD. Link is going to be down below. McDonald's paid, and I think it's just getting warmed up. I think all-time highs is coming over here. We just got to be patient on it, ladies and gents. We got to be patient. Coming over here, PLTR coming into a big break and retest with the short-term moving average over here on the weekly time frame. All right, condensing over here. You're coming into a big break and retest level 84.80. I think it's a coming. Moving on over here to cost. Cost is starting to get buyers the second day in a row over here. You can see over here, you're not down to the weekly 9 over here, but if you do end up falling down, you're watching 1,007.80 cents down there. That's your big breakout level. I think you're about to start pushing up off the 21 EMA here, just like you did over here. Cost, put it on the radar. Walmart. Down here to the golden pocket, you're bouncing off the 0.786 fib. I'll point out on the weekly time frame, you're down to the short-term moving averages. You have not tested the 21 in over a year. Yes, over a year. I think it is probably going to continue not being tested. I think we're going to about to push back up, probably push back up to $100 over here on Walmart. Put it on the radar. Piton, put it on the radar. Broke out from this nice, beautiful little channel, bull flag, whatever. Break and retest off 724. Found buyers, broke out of the channel, broke and retest off of that boy as of today. Daily hammer, daily, weekly. I'm liking the look of this. I'm thinking it's about to push up, $10 incoming. Hood over here, guys. I like it on the dip. This thing has been something that's been treading the upward direction for quite some time. Every dip to these short-term moving averages has been a pullback buying opportunity before a move up to new highs. I think that's going to be the trend continuing right over here. If you see further downside between 43.83 and 46.50, you expect buyers to be stepping in. You already held the 48.08 support today, and we're going to see how tomorrow goes. We do have some volume coming in over here, but I am thinking that's going to be putting a bottom if we come a little bit lower. Carvana, I'm not touching this thing, but I'll put it on your radar. You're in the golden pocket. Daily RSI is near an oversold territory ever since you bottomed out over here. Okay. You haven't, well, I mean, you tested it once other time. All right. So 2 times over the last few years. All right, the last 2.5 years here, you've tested oversold territory on the daily RSI. All right, and you've continued back on your high horse. I'm not saying you continue back up the highs, but expect buyers to start stepping in around here. LLY consolidating over here in what looks like a flag-like manner after pulling back the short-term moving averages. I'm thinking you're going to pop above 890, and you're going to start pushing towards all-time highs. That is what I have for you guys today, ladies and gents. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm excited to be making money with y'all. And I will catch y'all in the next one. And again, if you want to come trade with me, code MCD will get you 50% off of that first payment. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Oh, and follow the Twitter. I'm posting 3 days, 3 charts. You can expect 3 charts guaranteed every single day over on Twitter. Link will also be down below. Peace.